Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe.
They say he tagged the runner out at first, and they're calling it an inning-ending double play.
Hey there, the Yak Fam is back at it again with the top 18 worst MLB calls that made everyone in the stadium want to throw their nachos at the screen. These are the calls that even your grandma, who only watches baseball to kill time, knew were wrong. So buckle up, cause today we're diving into the Hall of Shame for umpires. Armando Galarraga was 1 out away from a perfect game. A perfect game! And Jim Joyce was like, not on my watch. He called the runner safe at first base when the guy was clearly out. Stevie Wonder could have made that call from the moon. Poor Galarraga ended up with the most perfect imperfect game ever. But hey, at least he got a free hug from Joyce afterward. That makes up for it, right? Don Denkinger decided that baseball needed more drama. He called the Royals runner safe at first when the guy was out by a country mile. This wasn't just a bad call. It was the butterfly effect that changed the course of history. Royals fans loved it. Cardinals fans, not so much. They're still salty about it. If you bring this up at Busch Stadium, expect to get booed louder than the Astros at Yankee Stadium. Imagine watching 19 innings of baseball. 19! You're sleep deprived, you're cranky, and then bam! Jerry Meals makes the worst call you've ever seen. Calling Julio Lugo safe at home when he was out by, what, a yard? A mile? Everyone in the stadium was like, are you kidding me? At that point, fans were too tired to even be mad. They just wanted to go home. Honestly, I think Meals was just trying to end the game so he could catch some Z's. We've all been there, Jerry, but at least give the home fans some love for sticking around. A 12-year-old became a Yankees legend. Jeffrey Meyer reached over the wall and grabbed a ball that should have been fan interference, but the ump was like, nah, that's a home run. Orioles fans still wake up in cold sweats thinking about this. I hope Jeter gives them some signed merchandise. Meanwhile, Jeffrey, he's probably somewhere right now telling the story for the millionth time at a bar, getting free drinks. Honestly, that kid was the MVP of that game, and welcome anywhere in the Big Apple. Phil Cuzzy was out here playing opposite day in the 2009 ALDS. Joe Mauer hits what should have been a fair ball, but Cuzzy's like, foul. Everyone watching the game is yelling at their TVs like, I bet Mauer was wishing he had a DeLorean to go back in time and put that ball in Cuzzy's hands. Like, see this? Fair ball. The 2012 wildcard game gave us the infield fly rule call that made Braves fans lose their minds and their snacks. The ump called an infield fly like 30 seconds too late, and Braves fans reacted the only way they knew how, by turning the field into a landfill. Honestly, I haven't seen that much trash on the field since I walked into my son's Little League dugout. The moral of the story? Don't mess with Braves fans' emotions. Or their food. Tim McClelland was out here in the 2009 ALCS like, why make one bad call when you can make two? He missed not one, but 2 tags in the same play. It was like watching a comedy of errors, except nobody was laughing. Except maybe Yankees fans. McClelland was out there doing his best impression of a blindfolded piñata whacker. At this point, everyone was wondering if McClelland was just trying to audition for a sitcom. Eric Gregg's strike zone in the 1997 NLCS was so wide, it needed its own zip code. Livan Hernandez was pitching, and Gregg was like, if it's in the stadium, it's a strike. I'm pretty sure he called a strike on a pitch that landed in the parking lot. Braves fans were fuming, while Marlins fans were like, hey, whatever works. Gregg's strike zone was so generous, it could have been a charity. Did he bet on the game and take the over? George Brett hits a home run, and the umps decide his bat has too much pine tar, so they nullify the homer. Brett's reaction? Priceless. He stormed out of that dugout like a bat out of hell, ready to fight anyone who even looked at him funny. The whole thing was overturned later, but Brett's rage face is now the stuff of legends. If you ever need a good laugh, just watch this clip on repeat. Chuck Knobloch tried to tag Jose Offerman in the 1999 ALCS, but he was about as successful as a dog trying to catch its own tail. The ump called Offerman out, even though Chuck was tagging air. Red Sox fans were ready to riot, while Yankees fans were like, a win's a win. Knobloch's phantom tag was the stuff of nightmares for Boston, and proof that sometimes the ump just wants to go home. Angel Hernandez was out here in 2013 showing us all how not to use instant replay. A clear home run for the A's gets reviewed, and Hernandez still calls it a double. It was like watching someone fail an open book test. Fans were like, how do you mess this up with a replay? Hernandez was like, I don't know, I just did. And thus, a new low was reached in umpiring history. No wonder he had to retire. Mookie Betts tried to rob a home run in the 2018 ALCS, and a fan was like, not today. The ump called it fan interference, and the Astros lost a crucial home run. Fans in Houston were not pleased, but hey, at least that fan has a story to tell at every barbecue for the rest of his life. Remember that time I changed the outcome of an ALCS game? Yeah, I did that. The 1992 NLCS gave us the phantom double play. The ump called a Braves runner out for leaving the base early, but replay showed he was still on the bag. It was like watching someone trip over nothing. Braves fans were like, we were robbed. Pirates fans were just happy to have something go their way for once. The phantom double play, the baseball version of, I didn't see it, but I'll take your word for it. Don Denkinger strikes again, this time in the 1985 World Series. He missed a tag and called the runner safe. Does this guy have something against us? Denkinger just out there making sure everyone has something to talk about at Thanksgiving. Hey, remember that time Don Denkinger ruined our season? Good times! In Game 163 of the 2007 MLB season, the Rockies vs. Padres, a do-or-die tiebreaker to reach the playoffs. The stakes are higher than a Coors Field fly ball. But the real twist? Umpire Tim McClellan's call at home plate in the bottom of the 13th inning. Matt Holliday, looking more like a runaway freight train than a base runner, barrels towards home. He slides in head first, kicking up so much dirt he practically makes his own beach in Colorado. McClellan calls Holliday safe. The Rockies win, Padres fans are outraged, and baseball historians everywhere lose a little more hair. The debate still rages. Did he actually touch the plate? We may never know. But if there's one lesson from this call, it's that in baseball, the umpire is always right, even when he's not sure where the plate is. Yep, Jim Joyce makes the list twice. This time, it was a call on Jason Donald, where Joyce called him safe at first when he was clearly out. At this point, Joyce was batting 0 for 2 in the credibility department. The guy was just trying to keep things interesting, I guess. Maybe he thought, hey, if I'm gonna mess up, might as well do it spectacularly. Tim Welke decided that Todd Helton was safe at first, even though Helton was basically in another zip code. This call was so bad, it could have been a plot twist in a bad movie. Safe? But how? Rockies fans were cheering, while Dodgers fans were left wondering if Welke needed glasses, or maybe a new career path. Helton was probably just as confused as the rest of us, but hey, a win's a win. Gabe Morales ended the Giants season in 2021 with a check swing call that was so bad, even the ball was like, dude, really? Flores didn't go around, but Morales was like, yep, that's a swing, game over. Giants fans were ready to burn the stadium down, while Dodgers fans were busy planning their World Series party. Moral of the story, always swing all the way or not at all when Gabe Morales is behind the plate. Alright, all these missed calls are making me drowsy and frankly it's getting late. If you like this video or simply just want to subscribe, please do. The Yak Fam appreciates your support and thanks for making us part of your day.